What kind of hurricane season will the year 2000 bring? China faces the freedom of the internet. And reviving TV technology from the 1920s. Those stories and more just ahead on Science and Technology Week. Coming up, this is a television image recorded more than 70 years ago. We'll find out how it was made and how it was rediscovered when we come back. When would you guess the world's first television recordings were made? How about 1927? Not only was there television in the early part of the century, there was a simple and inexpensive way to record television signals. And now a Scottish computer wizard has brought some of those old recordings to life. David George reports.
The world's first known television recording was made in September 1927. A crude yet discernible image of a ventriloquist dummy called Stooky Bill. The recording was made by a Scottish inventor, John Logie Baird, and brought to life 7 decades later by another Scot, Don McLean.
I found a record in a library many years ago, and it had a very strange sound in it. And I had just built my first computer, so I decided to find out what this sound was all about, and it said it was television.
John Logie Baird is credited with being the first to produce a television picture of a moving object, a human face, in 1926. His camera was a mechanical device with 30 lenses mounted on a circular disc.
You spin the disc very, very fast, and you sit at one side of the disc, and lots of light shining on you, and the signal goes to the other side of the disc onto a little photosensor.
From the photosensor, the signals were transmitted by ordinary radio waves that could be heard on ordinary radios and seen on the tiny screens of early television sets. The unintelligible signals could even be recorded on ordinary phonograph records. In 1928, Baird recorded images of his secretary, Mabel Pounsford. That same year, he successfully transmitted a television signal across the Atlantic. Don McLean says the 1933 BBC transmission, billed as the world's first television review, was recorded by an amateur on a home phonograph.
Curtains lifted out of the way. You roll focus, and then you see the dancing girls. Now,
McLean calls these pictures the first time-shifted video in history. Visit Don McLean's website to learn more about John Logie Baird and the earliest television recordings. For Science and Technology Week, I'm David George.
That's very interesting. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ann Kellen.